Hello everyone and welcome to the French Grand Prix. Ignore my helmet. Welcome to the French Grand Prix, aka the Circuit de Roblox, because that's what we have here. We're going into this round 2 of FRLA with quite high expectations for a great race between the top 3. Speaking of this top 3, let's go over who's where as I go into the ground. Mom and P1 in the Williams, followed by Atsu and Chino in the Red Bull and Renault. Autumn with a terrific result in the Toro Rosso, followed by NASCAR in the Ferrari. Diamond will follow with the McLaren, the other Renault, or other Williams. Shrimp will be in near the back. Meanwhile, Super and Kin in the Racing Point will be the last rows in the grid. I don't know if we have any pit starters. And we have Weird. So Weird and the other McLaren will be starting in the pits as we go to 1 light, 2 light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights at the French Grand Prix. And we are rowing. It's a great start for Mum and a great start for Axel. A poor start for Chino. He gets overtook by the Toro Rosso going into these fast zigzag corners. Chino with a minor corner cut there. I wonder if that's gonna get looked at any. I have to fly pretty high. I'm flying too slow, I think. Oh, Mom spins out going into Sector 2. So now it's going to be a three-way battle for the lead. It's going to be a three-way battle for the lead. And a red flag is deployed. So that's interesting. So red flag is deployed going into this race because I believe someone had an engine failure or something. That's what I'm gonna word it as. And Autumn. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna reform the grid here. They're going to reform the grid, but so they're gonna reform the grid, but it's not gonna be from the qualifying grid. It is gonna be how lap 1 ended here. So mass confusion here, as I'm trying to figure out what to do here as well. So now we get ready for the restart of the race. Atsu and Autumn will start in P1 and P2. Chino will start in P3. As we wait for the lights once again. Mom all the way in P6 as we wait 4 lights, 5 red lights once again in the French Grand Prix, and we are once again rowing. And Axel gets a horrific start going into that. Mum gets a great start, but Axel's gonna be able to keep the lead over Autumn for how long? Apparently extremely long considering that gap. 31 well, 30 laps of the French Grand Prix. Mum does what he did again and dies. So Mum once again crashes. That's with a big lead over the battling Gino and Autumn. Meanwhile, Shrimp complaining about the streetlights that are completely off the track, but saying they're on the track because he's a pussy. I don't care. No offense, Shrimp. Me and you used to be rivals, okay? No offense. I'm gonna wait here and actually increase my speed here. Fly me 8. Come on, fly me please. Thank you. As we wait here. And I believe Hatzel might have spun, actually. Hatzel did spun, so now it's gonna be Gino in the lead with Autumn trying to catch up to him. And Autumn goes extremely wide going through that corner. It's going to be a Ferrari in P3. We're going to follow Gino through this race here. Many things have happened already so far. Meanwhile, Shrimp's being a baby about it. I like picking on you, Shrimp. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. That's not my job. My job is to commentate a race, not make fun of a driver. We go in, realizing now that DRS has been enabled this lap, and it's gonna be a bit earlier. Oh, and Gino's gonna spin and Autumn's gonna. So, so Gino spin and loses the rear end just a little bit. Meanwhile, Shrimp complaining about the streetlights we're passing right now. I don't know how that's gonna go for him. Autumn gonna get a very bad turn going into this straight here, going towards the hairpin. Lagging just barely. Mum back in P4 overtook Axel. That was how bad his spin was. Excuse me if you heard that. Axel's gonna lose it going into the final corner again. Autumn's gonna be able to catch right back up into the DRS zone. But it's gonna lose him going into the exit of turn 1. Gonna have to make up a lot of time if he wants to have a chance of winning this race. Going into lap 5 here. The Ferrari and Mum behind the Ferrari. Wait, NASCAR's in the Ferrari. NASCAR. that's such a weird sentence to say. Oh, and now Gino spins like Axel did, and now Autumn will be in the lead here. At Gino, very fortunate he was able to recover much quicker than Axel did here. It's gonna be a very close battle going into turn 1 here, and it's gonna be Gino who wins the battle so far. And Autumn might be a little bit in trouble going into those fast S's as the dirty air can really ruin your lap here. As we wait for me to just stop crashing, that would be very nice. Gino's still in the lead. As we have a racing point already getting blue flagged. Wow. So not at all a good race for the racing points. Oh, both Autumn and Gino go extremely wide trying to keep as much speed as they can into that turn. Why am I lagging? Okay. I might have to side with Shrimp here in a second. So, all 4 of the top 4 drivers here are equally spaced through each other. And that is quite big news as we have an Alfa Romeo about to get lapped in a few seconds here as well. So some drivers having a better race than others so far. Autumn goes extremely wide and it's going to lose time between that Ferrari. As we go and watch the Toro Rosso and the Ferrari and Mum here. Gonna catch back up to Gino. Going on to this straight here and everything. I believe the Alfa Romeo is gonna get blue flagged here in a second. And like I said in my last recording, I have a bit of a cold. So I'll do my best to just try and move my mic away from my mouth so it's at least not deafening. As also overtakes the Alfa Romeo, who refuses to pull over for the blue flag, actually. That might be some troublesome here. Well, it doesn't matter. The Alfa Romeo gets a horrific exit out of that hairpin. I need to move my mic a little. There we go. I don't know if I'm too loud or not. I hope I'm not. Oh, and Autumn spins out massively going into the final turn. So now, Gino has a massive lead over the Ferrari as we wait for the Alfa Romeo to just... I don't know what the Alfa Romeo is doing. He's just being dumb, I guess. As I type that out just so B will pay attention to it now. And there he has finally yielded to them, so that's good. Gino still with a big lead here. And I'm wondering if this race is in the bag for Gino or not. We have seen him make a couple of mistakes, and I wonder if he'll make a couple of those mistakes as well. After this lap, I am gonna go on to an onboard view with Mum, because Mum is trying to catch up to the Ferrari, and I think I might have to watch that a little bit. So Gino goes through the hairpin with a horrific exit, goes a bit wide as well, and is gonna lose up time here. A lot of time on NASCAR, who is trying to hold back Mum. Once Mum passes NASCAR, he's gonna try and catch up to him as we go and view him now. There, now we have an onboard view with Mum. Trying to catch up to that NASCAR, to the Ferrari of NASCAR here. This is a battle for P2 and quite possibly to win if Mum is able to pass him. Ken will retire from the race, it seems. So, to make things worse for the Racing Point driver, he's retiring now. You can see what B has named me floating in the air here in a second. There you go, Crofty Jr. Mum with a minor corner cut there. He's gaining ever so slightly on NASCAR here. As I destroy my microphone. Sorry about that. Mum trying to... Oh, Mum wrecks! Oh! Now we wait for Gino to come around. Mum with a massive crash there. There's our leader now. Going on to lap 14 of 31 here. And NASCAR ever so slightly trying to catch up to him. I do want to see who's in P3 now. It will still be Mum here. But now he has Autumn to worry about. You gotta try and catch up to Gino here. There he is. We are watching NASCAR now, who is in P2. Has Mum pitted? No, Mum has not. So Mum made yet another mistake on this race, and is now in P4, with Autumn overtaking him. I'm gonna get a bit ahead here. Yep. And Mum once again spins. What is happening with Mum? Mum has cracked under the pressure. So Mum having some issues now. Multiple drivers asking for a safety car for some reason. Chino continues to be in the lead. Why are people asking for a safety car? I don't know. Mum now in P5 behind Axel. Oh, Gino, that was a bit excessive. Gino did slam on the brakes, so I will give props to him that he did slow down to not gain an advantage, and that might be its only saving grace right now. Axel's catching up to Autumn, it seems, so that's insane. Meanwhile, B decided to work on my thumbnail and not moderate the race. Wow, no, I'm kidding. And oh, Gino's gonna pit now. Gino will pit, giving NASCAR the lead. And wait to see what the rest of the podium sitters will do here. Axel will come into the pits as well. Autumn will not. Mum will. NASCAR has yet to pit this race, so he does need to make a pit stop. As of right now, he is in P1. Makes a very wide turn there. So NASCAR in the lead, I think, for the first time ever in his career. He will lead a lap here. That is quite insane. I wanna, even if NASCAR still needs to pit, and so he will end up be giving away his lead here. I do want to congratulate him on his first time ever leading a Grand Prix in FRLA. They continue on. Gino is right behind him though, so once NASCAR does pit, he will be giving up the lead to Gino. And NASCAR almost spins out here. Shrimp getting a blue flag here as NASCAR pits. And Gino will be back in the lead. So Gino and the Red Bull will be back in the lead. Gino continues on with a very convincing lead over Autumn here. Autumn, NASCAR back in P3, so NASCAR has actually pulled a sort of overcut on Mum here. As you can see, B is having a good time with the fact that Gino is is leading the race here. Ansel in P4, which would mean that Mum is probably in P5. No, Shrimp is in P5. So Shrimp actually got a jump here. As we have yet another retirement from Diamond here. I don't know how far down the order Diamond was, but it seems it was big enough for him to decide to leave. He would rather save the engine components than waste it for a bad result here. Excuse me, that was definitely audible. Rate that 1 out of 10. Come on, guys, in the comments. 1 being epic, 10 being dog shit. So Gino, still with a very convincing lead. We're gonna view him we're gonna get on. I don't actually know his username. Hey, I got it right, boys. Let's go. So Gino and P1, we're on view with the Red Bull driver here. Gino with a minor lock up there. And we look behind him to try and see if anyone's even close to him. It does seem like Autumn is far behind. Gino continues on the lead, battling a lap to Williams. The Williams got a very big dive there. And oh, the safety car has been deployed. And Gino's not going to be able to get a good run on him because he gets caught right behind it. So Gino's big lead is almost gone, as we have drivers unlapping themselves now. So this is going to turn the tables of this race completely around. And so it's Gino in P1, NASCAR in P2s in the Ferrari. So he got a massive jump on Atsu, it seems. I don't know what happened here. Atsu in P3, Autumn in P4. Alfa Romeo goes and unlaps themselves. Mom in P5. So we'll wait here and get the orders so far. We have Gino in P1, NASCAR in P2, Atsu in P3, Autumn in P4, Mom in P5, Weird in P6 in the McLaren, other drivers. So I believe we'll go under for about 3 laps under the safety car. So safety car confirmed that they will be coming in on the next lap. I know this sort of isn't an on view of the safety car, but screw it. And Autumn's gonna pit. So Autumn is gonna take his free pit stop here under the safety car. And Autumn's gonna come, or well, he was going to. So Autumn still gonna be at the back of the queue though, but he is gonna be on soft tires. But so are a lot of drivers behind him, it seems. Safety car in this lap. Who is tagging me on the score though? It's B. So we will go. So safety car is probably going to be speeding away here at the exit of this hairpin. Yep, there he goes. So safety car will be going in now. And we... And green flag conditions, we are back racing here. And Gino gets a great start out of everyone. I'm gonna view myself because I don't know where I am. Oh, I'm very far away. Oh, went too far. So Gino gets a very good jump out of it, and so does NASCAR and Axel. Meanwhile, Autumn and Mum were battling, and Alfa Romeo commits die. That was probably Super, who's been begging for that supercar all lap. So now, with just a few more laps to go, will NASCAR be able to catch up to Gino before he gets caught up as well? Will NASCAR be able to hold on to that podium? Well, he might be able to, considering Axel has spun onto the pit straight. Now it's going to be a McLaren in P4. As we try to catch up to Gino here. I'm actually going to view Mum here. We're now on board with Mum, who's trying to catch up for NASCAR, who is battling for the last podium position. They go on, Mum going to go very wide through that turn to try and carry as much speed here. Mum gonna actually corner cut just a tiny bit. Might have kept it within the legal limits. Mum's gonna actually get a better run out of it. And he's gonna overtake NASCAR. So now we switch on to on view with NASCAR, and it's a battle for P2 and P3 between Mum and NASCAR here. Gino's gonna be able to drive off with the win here, most likely. As we go on, this battle is gonna carry on into the final lap of the race here. And it's the final lap here. White flags are out here at the French Grand Prix. Mum goes extremely wide out of the exit of turn 1. Not gonna affect the time here. NASCAR goes very wide as well out the fast exits. That's gonna affect this cap on Mum. And I believe we have our podium already decided here, unless one of these drivers make a huge mistake here. It is gonna be Gino very much in the lead here. As I type L and not a colon. Whoopsie. Close enough. And Gino wins! Gino wins the French Grand Prix. Mum in P2. And NASCAR made a mistake. Axel will be in P3. NASCAR in P4 now. P5 it will be at Alfa Romeo. P6 is Autumn. P7 that weird I believe. Shrimp almost spins out. We'll get a solid P8 for him. And that will be the end of our French Grand Prix with Gino beating out Mum here by a huge margin. Gino P1, Mum in P2. Axel will finish off the podium here after NASCAR made a massive mistake. NASCAR is going to be able to stay in P4 though. Autumn in P6 after a very solid start here. I don't know what he just said. As we wait for our podium finishers to take their places here. I might have crashed probably. Gino crash. So Mum in P2, Axel in P3, and Gino's Wi-Fi died after the race. How lucky is that? His race could have possibly been destroyed by a quote-unquote engine failure. That's what I would have called it. NASCAR in P4 almost had a solid podium in his first podium in his career, but sadly not going to be able to do it after a major mistake, or a minor mistake I should say. And here comes the winner here. Gino with the win for Red Bull. What a great race for Gino. What a great race for Mum. Mum, who got an awful lap run before we had that red flag happen. What a great race for everyone. I want to I do want to say I feel bad for NASCAR, who almost had his first podium and sadly made a mistake and got it robbed away. I'm now going to drop dead here. Thank you guys for watching this race. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. You don't have to subscribe because I doubt anyone likes my channel anymore. Okay, cool. Have a good day, guys, and stay safe.